Dear students, this channel is for practicing PTA modules every day. If you are struggling with PTA reading module, you can purchase a reading course, which may help you to ace your reading score. Contact us on 6367949840, 9588068207.
Sound depressing, even apocalyptic? Well, it could be the future. If government forecasts are right, about 20 years from now, 2 out of 5 households will be single occupancy. And there is evidence the situation is already deteriorating. According to a report, Social Isolation in America, published in the American Sociological Review in 2006, the average American today has only 2 close friends. 25% of those Professor Richard Kimble directed the DES-funded Assessment of Performance Unit Research Project in Design and Technology. In 1990 he founded the Technology Education Research Unit (TERU) at Goldsmiths College, University of London, which is now running a wide range of funded research projects in design and technology and IT. He has published widely in the field, including reports commissioned by the Congress of the United States, UNESCO and NATO. He has written and presented television programs and regularly lectures internationally. His latest book, Assessing Technology, International Trends in Curriculum and Assessment, won the International Technology Education Book of the Year Award from the Council for Technology Teacher Education at ITEA in 1999 in Minneapolis, USA. In our studies, those people on a higher protein diet lost the same amount of weight as those on a higher carbohydrate diet. This is because the two diets offered an equal amount of fat. However, body composition, that is, the ratio of fat to muscle, showed greater improvement among those people on the higher protein diet. When the participants in other studies were allowed to eat until they were no longer hungry, those on the higher protein diet lost more weight than those on the higher carbohydrate diet, even after more than a year. The reduction in hunger and the beneficial effect on muscle, provided by the higher protein diet, is mostly related to its protein content, while the enhanced fat loss seems to be related to its lower amounts of carbohydrate. The diet is healthy because its protein comes from lean red meat, fish, chicken and low-fat dairy products, all of which provide good nutrition. A high-protein diet, in which the protein comes from protein powders and supplements, is unlikely to be healthy unless the supplements are fortified with vitamins and minerals. Egg-eating snakes are a small group of snakes eat only eggs as part of their diet. Some eat only small eggs, which are easy to eat, while some snakes eat birds' eggs, which they have to swallow whole, as the snake has no teeth. Instead, these snakes have spines that stick out from the backbone. The spines crack the egg open as it passes through the throat. Once the egg is punctured, muscles in the snake's body work in waves to squeeze out the contents, which then move down into the stomach. The snake then forces the shell back into its mouth by bending its body into an S shape. The shell is now drained and flattened into a compact shape. Egg-eating snakes sometimes have to go for a long time without any food. So, they eat as many eggs as they can when they get them. If you're choosing to use the random pairing or are letting the college choose your roommate for you, you'll probably have to fill out some kind of profile or questionnaire. These usually include things like, what time do you usually go to bed? Where do you prefer to study? Do you keep your space clean or are you more messy, etc. When you're answering these questions, be as honest as possible. If there's something you're dead set against, e.g., a roommate who smokes, you can mark that and you will not be paired with someone who fits that criteria. In an often cited study about counterfactuals, Medvec, Mady, and Gilovich 1995 found that bronze medalists appeared happier than silver medalists in television coverage of the 1992 Summer Olympics. Medvec et al. Argued that bronze medalists compared themselves to fourth-place finishers, whereas silver medalists compared themselves to gold medalists. These counterfactuals were the most salient because they were either qualitatively different, gold versus silver, or categorically different, metal versus no metal, from what actually occurred. Drawing on archival data and experimental studies, we show that Olympic athletes, among others, are more likely to make counterfactual comparisons based on their prior expectations, consistent with decision effect theory. Silver medalists are more likely to be disappointed because their personal expectations are higher than those of bronze medalists. We provide a test between expectancy-based versus category-based processing and discuss circumstances that trigger each type of processing. The exponential growth of the internet was heralded in the 1990s as revolutionizing the production and dissemination of information. Some people saw the internet as a means of democratizing access to knowledge. For people concerned with African development, it seemed to offer the possibility of leapfrogging over the technology gap that separates Africa from advanced industrialized countries. However, the initial optimism about the internet's potential to provide an enormous and ever-expanding body of publicly available knowledge has had to come to terms with material and social obstacles. Legal deposit existed in English law since 1662. It helps to ensure that the nation's published output, and thereby its intellectual record, and future published heritage, is collected systematically to preserve the material for the use of future generations and to make it available for readers within the designated legal deposit libraries. The legal deposit libraries are the British Library, the National Library of Scotland, the National Library of Wales, the Bodleian Libraries Oxford, and the University Library, Cambridge. The legal deposit system also has benefits for authors and publishers. Deposited publications are made available to users of the deposit libraries on their premises, are preserved for the benefit of future generations, and became part of the nation's heritage. Publications are recorded in the online catalogs and become an essential research resource for generations to come.